Well, I don't know if we had an earthquake while I was at work, or my cat had some sort of weird, crazy cat feline party playing too much loud music. But I came home to that. They're all down there. So I don't know why all of a sudden, 8 hours later, they just decided to fall down. This isn't even the side I use less tape on. That's the standard shit I've been doing. So glad I spent all this money on adhesive. Even that's like not attached at all. Like, did the wood warp or something? I don't know. I guess they're all getting screwed. Or at least most of them. That's kind of a bummer. I don't think I have enough screws. That's just a pain in the butt. Oh well. I would have liked to make additional progress, but now I have to spend what time I have left to work on this before bed, since it's a work day, fixing what I've already done. It's kind of disappointing. Well, either I exaggerated or I miscalculated, but it didn't take me anywhere near as long as I thought. Oh, it took me maybe 20 minutes, probably not even. I wasn't kidding about the number of screws, though. I did go through quite a few. I got nowhere near enough if I need to screw a lot of these. So I did pretty much 2 per, one on each corner, opposite corners. I think what ended up happening is a lot of pressure from over here now, which I guess created a bow, which then caused a kind of a chain reaction. It's kind of what it seems like anyway, because the only one that really had the issue is the one, connected to the air vent and the one right next to it, which isn't going to the end. So I don't know, maybe I'm full of crap, because I mean there's a little bit of a gap there anyway. At least on this one, which is where most of them fell. But I don't know, whatever, it's back up. I'm sure the pattern changed a little bit, but I don't mind the way it looks. It's supposed to be semi-random, so no big deal there. The only real issue is this guy right here. Wait, is it that one? Maybe it's sorted itself out. I think it's this one. Oh, it's like bowed in, so there's a big gap. Well, not gap, but you can kind of see the edge. But oh yeah, it's actually right here. This guy, because there's so much pressure, because they're not fitting exactly the same way. There's really not a way to fix that, I don't think. At least not without getting some kind of support or something. Remember, this is all hollow. But at least it's on that side. From this side, I mean, you can't tell because it's the lower side. And it's the front edge, so you don't really see it from here either. I guess it's fine. I'm just being a perfectionist, even though this is nowhere near perfect. Alright, so now that's done, at least for now. Like I said, we'll see what else pops off on me. Not all of these are screwed. And not all of them, most of them, none of them actually have all 4 corners done. So I'm going to try to get another couple pieces of wood up. See if I can at least get 1 row all the way to the back wall done, to kind of gauge what, if I have enough wood to go all the way back there, and if I need to cut tiles on the back or not. I got space on that side to play with, so I'm toying with the idea of starting over here, cutting the one I need for there, cutting these, and doing from this row over, so the other way around. I think that's what I'll end up doing. Although there's a full tile on this side, and it's going to be a cut tile on this side. So I probably should do it the other way. But I mean, I can kind of line up what I need to do based on, you know, the lines. I guess I'll do a row or two and see if it's throwing me off. I mean, it's, no matter what I do, it's shifting as I go anyway, so it's probably not really gonna matter. See you in a bit. Well, here's at least part of the problem. You know, on this side, it goes like inch almost past the beam. And over on this side, doesn't even completely touch the beam. It's a little shy. So the whole room's twisted. But, I mean, the screen is even with these. And these are stuck to a beam, so that should be even. So it's a little based off of that. So, I don't know. Like I said, nothing straight or plumb. Hence why the projector's a little off and everything else. But you know what? It's my first attempt at a theater. The end result's really not going to be impacted that much. And for somebody with very little construction and coordination experience, I don't think it's coming along half bad. I'll be proud of it when it's all said and done. I just wouldn't have paid me to do it. Alright, time to make a decision. With the wood in there, just like with the fronts, I can't move the elevations. The stopper won't actually come out past the wood. So if I'm gonna move them, I need to move them now. Guess I'm gonna run a helicopter demo or two or something. See if I want to move them and go from there. I mean, when I'm looking at it, the angle seems about right to hit the back of the head, which is what I initially wanted. It just didn't sound all that convincing. I guess I need to figure it out real quick though. Well, I'm gonna commit. I don't really want to move them. Sounds okay. Ran the helicopter demo, ran Twister, the new Atmos mix that the German company did, Turbine. Did 6 underground. You know, it's giving me the sensation of height, considering the height of the ceilings. I don't think moving it forward is going to make that much of a difference. You know, if the couch moves at all, if I recline, that also basically makes up the difference. So, I think we're going to go with it. We'll leave them there. I think if I move them forward, it's going to get more muddled. Hard to say. But I think I'm going to just leave it just for simplicity's sake. They're already there. Alright, so that solves that. Time to put up some more towels. See if that alignment's going to work for me. Well, this is a frustrating and stupid adventure. I don't know if it's because it's a new roll or whatever, but for the life of me, I cannot get the backing off of this tape. The backing is harder to get off the tape than the tape is to get off the wood. It's like 10 times harder than the last roll. Which is going to piss me off, because I'm going to spend all this time and effort killing my neck, putting it on the back and getting the stuff up there, and the crap's just going to fall off the ceiling anyway. Grrr. But I don't really want to just screw it either, because I need to use 4 screws per panel, and I'd really rather not do that. Plus, the tape is really helpful to keep it up there temporarily. So I'm hoping it'll get easier as I get further down the roll, but right now I'm kind of pissed off. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop for now, because this is just driving me crazy. The red tape is not working out at the moment. Not actually sticking to the wood, it's just peeling pieces of the wood off as I'm trying to pull the backing off, because this wood's so crappy. And then if I just try screwing it, first off, the screws aren't really biting today again. Some work, some don't. Trying to keep it aligned with little to no tape is just not really working. And there's so little surface area because I am dealing with the shift and thinner woods. It's not working out. I need to wait for the other squares to get here later today. That'll hold them in place better long enough for me to readjust it. Backings peel off easy. And then I can screw them in. Not even worry about the red tape right now. So until I get my Amazon package with the foam squares, I'm done for now. Just can't deal with it. Well, I came down here last night before work. I didn't have time to film it. And those were on the ground. But we're down to 3, because it's like 10 hours after that. And nothing else has fallen. So at some point, I'm going to be out of panels that need to be screwed. I got my squares yesterday, so I should be able to get those up. Got a new box of screws coming today, so that should take care of that. But the foam squares hold it up there good enough that I should be able to at least get some stuff laid out. Kind of see what my coverage is like. Apparently the ceiling's actually more than half done. It's more like 2/3 done. So that's good, because I got, looks like 7 rows done. And I think there's only like another 5 or 6 back here. Possibly 7 if I can actually get it over to the back wall. A little hard to determine at the moment. But yeah. It's actually not too far from being done. I did just get informed though that we are going to go to the orchard today, so I don't have a lot of time to work before that. But let me see how far I can get. Well, I had to deconstruct to reconstruct. The wood was definitely screwed up there crooked, but I'm a lot happier with how this piece is fitting now. There's not much of an overlap over here, but that's less important since I'm screwing it anyway. And I got something for most of this, but not really at the very end. But if I just put it up on the duct and butt it against, if I even bother, then that should be good enough anyway. I can get one more tile back here if I can figure out a good way to attach it. I have to run a piece of wood between these 2 beams or something. I don't think I can just screw it into the back and have a cantilever. We'll see. So it's orchard time though. We'll see if any of this is still up when I get back. Most of them have at least 2 screws in it. It'll definitely need more, at least for this particular row. This wood is very thin and very crappy. It's falling apart more than usual. But that's where we're calling it for the moment. Looks like we're going to do another at least 5, probably 6 rows. And next to the other thing is 7. So yeah, more than half done. And I just got to do all that. And I'll see you guys after the orchard. Well, I'm being summoned to bed. But this is what we got so far. So this corner's finished. There's a little more of a gap than I would have liked, but I don't know. I thought I measured. And then I got this guy here, which it's kind of between tiles, but I don't mind that, especially over here. So I think I'm going to continue that down. And then I got this row finished. I got this row started. And I got another piece of foam up. And I'm sure some of these are going to be on the floor when I get up, because I don't think I screwed all of them. I got a couple of tiny pieces here. It's basically what I cut off of these guys. So just kind of wedged in there. I mean, it's not perfect, but again, what is here does the job though. I don't have to worry about wasting any other pieces. I'm trying to loosen that. But yeah, it's getting kind of more jankety than I would have liked. This part went so nice, and this part's being a bit of a struggle. But I'm working with what I got. I mean, ideally, I'd have full 8x10 sheets up here, so I don't have to worry about, you know, where exactly I'm hitting it. I definitely got beams everywhere. I could put tape wherever. Yeah, this is just, there's gaps here, and I'm trying to make do. Home theater on a budget. All the money went to the equipment. But, it's getting there. Hopefully I'm okay with the result when it's done. Alright, I'm gonna probably pick this up tomorrow. Well, surprisingly, these stayed up. But that one did not. And that's more disappointing because you can't really screw into the duct. So maybe a bunch more of those. Maybe fight with the red tape some more. At least for that one. But yeah, I'm surprised all my ceiling stuff stayed up. Alright, more progress today. Also, I realized I never mounted that laser projector, so I guess I'll get going on that too. Figure out exactly where I'm putting it. I think I have an idea though that'll work. Well, it's up, and most importantly, it's not interfering with the projector. To get it on the ceiling like I really wanted, I would definitely have to go lower. Probably mounting it more on the midpoint of that wall. Hey, look, there's a cat. Which you probably can't see in the deck. But he just came through the curtains. And he's chasing the lasers because he's a cat. In any event, so yeah, it works great on the screen, on the sidewalls, and the floor. But if I want to do the ceiling, I definitely have to move it lower. It's powered over back where the glide plugs in. The cord's barely long enough. If I wanted to move it, I would need to do something else with the power cord. Fortunately, it's just USB. But I don't even know that we're going to use it that much. It's not like we're going to have a dance down here that often. But I think I'm going to leave it there for now. And then if I want to move it later, I always can. But one more project checked off the list. I really love this thing. It was so cheap and it has great light cast. It's really nice. It doesn't have a lot of features. But, you know, what do you want for 20 bucks? So, a couple of quick things before this battery dies. That's staying there so far, crossing fingers. I got two more, which should help kind of keep that corner up anyway. We'll see if these stick. I am using extra squares. That is the position of the laser projector, since you couldn't really see it in the dark video. So it's kind of out of the way of the beam. Pretty unobtrusive. Works pretty good. The only other place I could really put it is down there. I don't know if I'd really love, but at least then I could point it at the ceiling. Maybe I'll experiment. And then, even if I wasn't going to do the two black foam panels back here before with the light strip, I certainly am, because that bounces way more light than it does with just the foam. So for completionist, I'm going to go to the floor. Like I said, I got the panels anyway. Might as well. Gotta figure out what I'm going to do with the other ones. I got another 10 expanded, although I might need two down there. I don't know. Like one and then a strip. We'll have to see how close to the ground it gets. So yeah, it's coming together. Got one or two more panels up here. I'm about to start cutting around the speakers again, so that'll be entertaining. Usually is. But there you go. I'm gonna go ahead and seriously, GoPro, I only need like 5 more seconds. I was literally closing out the video. Anyway, so I got the two down there done. There is enough of a gap that I want to do something, but it's a small enough gap that I don't think I want to do the foam panels, especially considering how much fun they are to cut. So, since I'm going to have so many extra, at least I think I'm gonna have a lot of extra based on calculation, though they're going kind of faster than I would expect. I forgot they only have 6 per box. But I should have extra of these. So I think I want to do a row of those on the bottom. Probably across the whole bottom, just for simplicity. Also, hopefully it'll overlap the walls, because remember, this is 3 different panels. So that'll help stabilize them and kind of make them act as one, hopefully. The other thing I'm wanting to mention is acoustically, they didn't sound that different. The elevations ported versus not ported, so front height versus rear height. Their volume is definitely attenuated. They're definitely a lot quieter. So that can be adjusted through levels and Odyssey and all that other stuff, but as long as tonally they're pretty similar, then it should be fine. I don't want to lose a lot of frequency response, but volume I can adjust. So I'm still wanting to actually run a measurement of them ported versus not ported. I was also thinking I should probably get measurements for all my channels, just to kind of see what my channel to channel consistency is like. Next time I sit down with the laptop and get into Rue, I'll start recording some of that stuff, but that's not really a project I'm into at the moment. Right now I'm just trying to get more ceiling panels done, so I got another one in the corner there, which I think since the video stopped, and I got a corner there cut. Duck's gonna look great covered. If they can actually stay on there. So far so good. Knock on wood-ish. But yeah, it'll look a lot better. I'm about ready for another block of wood. So, yep. I think based on the footage I just watched, there's enough stuff here to close this one out. Unless I do a bit at the end with the ceiling finished, which I may do. It's really not that much more work to just finish off the pieces that I have. Yeah, we'll do that. I should be able to get the other pieces of wood mounted and finish across. So I'll do that, and that'll be the end of the video. I'm not even really sure what the next video is going to be. Maybe it'll be the measurements. That sounds about right. I mean, really, construction-wise, I just have the lighting, the LED strips, the spiral lights. More with the floor once I kind of sort out what I'm doing with that. I think I'm going to go black runner front to back and move the foam floor somewhere else. Yeah, rerunning Odyssey. I'm actually starting to run out of stuff to do down here, which is kind of nice. I mean, I've been at this for about 2 months now. It's definitely different than where we all started a little bit ago. But yeah, I'm just kind of rambling at this point, so I'm gonna go ahead and get some more tiles on the ceiling. Probably show you a finishing shot of that. And then I gotta figure out what we're doing for the next video. Probably REW stuff. Yeah, I changed my mind. At this point, the video is already like 23 minutes long. The entire thing, if I did it start to end, it's gonna be closer to like 40. So we're gonna split it up. I'll probably go ahead and post them back to back anyway, so you have the option of watching it all the way through. But I figure split it up into 2 parts will make your life easier. It'll make it a little easier to get on the YouTube. So it'll be 2 parts. So even later in the video I allude that it might be. Just if you're watching this, know that it's gonna be. In the meantime, though, I've been wanting to take you guys upstairs anyway and show you the office. So I haven't really done much up here yet. I'm still mostly working on the basement. But here's the desk that I built. when I, a couple of videos back, I said, I wanted to get the furniture built. So it's a fairly nice L. What's up, Alexa? Huh, that's weird. Anyway, so it's still largely a mess. I'll get there. I did get my LED strip connected. And it does all kinds of fun things. But the main reason, outside of just letting you know that we're going to be splitting the video, is I wanted to go ahead and show you the server. So I have a Netgear Brady NAS Ultra 6. It's a 6-bay enclosure. I've had this thing for, God, I don't even know, 15 years at this point. It's not exactly new. Started out with 6 2-terabyte drives, I think. We had 2. Back then we had one for movies and one for TV. Me and my old roommate, he kept one when we moved out and didn't live with each other anymore. And I took this guy. But I'm pretty sure this one started out as 6 2-terabyte drives. It's now totaling 54.3 terabytes. It's got about 13 terabytes free at the moment. And at the moment we got 2 12s, 2 18s, and 2 16s. I actually just swapped out 2 of the 10s, two 10 terabyte drives. Matter of fact, one of them sitting right there. Which are sitting in this other enclosure back here, which is basically just a mirror of the NAS. It's not rated or anything, it's just, duplicates of the files in case the thing ever completely dies on me, which so far it never has. So yeah, it's got all the movies and TV shows. It's got offsite storage for the computers. It can technically run Plex, but it tends to bog down the CPU. It's some sort of Intel. I didn't go with the Atom, at least. It is an actual x86 processor. Dual core or something or other. But it really can't handle all the background tasks that Plex throws at it as far as updating art and keeping the library. It just tends to bog it down. So I just use it as a Samba. I think it's Samba. Windows networking. And also got Ready DLNA on it. So the TVs can pick it up, the shields can pick it up. It does the job. Yep, so that's where all the movies are stored. I was down to about 500 gig before I swapped out the 2 drives. So going from 2 10s to 2 18s took me from like 500 gig free to like almost 13 terabytes free. Some of that isn't being used because the way it's rated together, it's a RAID 5 and it expands. If they're all different sizes, you do lose a little bit of extra capacity because the parity data, has to have parity for the largest drive, but it can't really parity, I'm explaining this poorly, but you can't put an 18 terabyte parity on a 16 terabyte or 12 terabyte drive. So basically it's got pools. So it's got like a 4 terabyte pool, 2 terabyte pool, and then the 18s are probably pulled together with the 16s. So 4 of those terabytes are probably not really being used. At some point, as the drives come down and need more space, I'll get them all pretty similar. So that's that. I'm going to throw this into the video, call it good, and then part 2 should be right behind it. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.